Greg, I really like music games. I wouldn't call myself a fan of J-pop, but here we are because you have played Hatsune Miku Project Diva X, and you guys have talked to, a lot of you guys on GodisaGeek have talked about the Hatsune Miku series quite a bit. And I have played it, but I'm going to save what I think until we hear what you think, because you have reviewed it.
Yeah, I have. I kind of started playing Project Diva. When was it? It must have been about a year ago, I think. I ended up picking up Project Diva F and F Second they were on sale on PS Vita, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Mickey was pushing me to he was like, buy them. I was like, right, fine, I'll buy them. And I had played Persona 4 Dancing All Night before this, so that was kind of my only experience with rhythm games. So I was like, Persona 4 was great. I'll try Project Diva. So I did, downloaded it, and it was the first two are absolutely great. Like, to be honest, the PS Vita games are great, but this one on PS4, Project Diva X, it seems to it doesn't knock them out the park, because the other two have merits of them like their own. They are truly outstanding games, and for the value you can get them for now as well, absolutely brilliant. But Project Diva X on PS4 is probably one of the best rhythm games on PS4, and because they are really rare. Like, rhythm games on PS4 are rare, so
I can only think of Amplitude.
Especially like kind of Japanese ones as well, because you get IVT Colourful and stuff like that on PS Vita, but when it comes to PS4, they don't really kind of support them. But Sega have kind of I think they're trying to appeal to like a wider market with the PS4 edition, especially with the kind of upgraded graphics, because like Miku looks great. Like the videos, the visuals.
Well, you wouldn't know this was upscaled. Or I don't even know if it is, but you wouldn't know it was a Vita game if you hadn't played it on the Vita, I don't think.
I've played Project Diva Future Tone, which is like a Japanese only game, and that was 1080p 60, and you could really notice the difference. Like, if you've went from playing the older games to the PS4 version, it looks incredible. But with all the kind of new songs, the new modules, it feels it feels a lot fresher, because it feels more streamlined. Like, when you're choosing songs and stuff like that, in the older games you had to like kind of navigate menus to find how to change costumes and stuff like that, and it was a bit of a kind of chore. But in this, like, when you're picking songs, you can choose your outfit, choose your accessories, and they all kind of match together. So
I quite like that stuff.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's fun.
It's quite fun, and like, I don't know if this is tutorial stuff, or you and if you get is there an item you get first? Everyone gets first, but like getting the puppy dog ears and then the puppy dog tail, and I was like, this is like, because I'm going to be completely honest, right? Like, it's a very good rhythm game. Like, in fact, it took me until you mentioned it to remind me of the thing it reminds me of, which is Persona 4 Dancing All Night. That's probably if no one's ever heard of Hatsune Miku, and mind you, I'm guessing people probably wouldn't have heard of. I mean, Persona 4 Dancing All Night is probably more widely popular because of the Persona 4 thing, right?
Yeah, I would think so. But there are like obviously a lot of people who play Project Diva as well. Project Diva's been around for a bit longer as well. It's had the kind of two installations.
So I genuinely don't know anything about this game. I literally played it blind. Is it a beloved franchise? Is it? I mean, I know we've covered it lots before, but is it something? I mean, again, perhaps not Western wise, but is it like a huge thing?
In Japan it is for sure, because in Japanese arcades they have like the Project Diva arcades. So like, it's like the kind of arcade cabinets. They're not as popular now, but they are still popular. They're literally almost everywhere, and they still get updates to this day. So it is really popular in the West. I would like to say it is popular, especially now that Sega have put it on PS4. I think they're hoping for it to kind of go a bit further. On PS Vita, it's always been this kind of like cult. It also was on PS3 for a while as well, with Project Diva F, and I think F Second. But I never had a PS3, so I wouldn't have known. But it really, Project Diva X is like a big upgrade for it. It introduces a kind of new visual novel style thing, which
this is like a completely new game in the series, right?
Yeah, well, it's just like it's kind of like numbered almost, but
okay.
Well, it's Diva X because I think it's the 10th entry in the series, but it's like the kind of third or fourth to be brought out in the West, so it's been kind of like big in Japan, obviously. But
you fucking love this game, don't you?
I fucking love it. I do, because
you unreservedly love this game. I mean, is there anything like that you sort of go, about, or do you just absolutely love it? Because I'm pretty sure you just fucking love this game.
No, I do love it. Like, honestly, when like we're talking about No Man's Sky and stuff like that, I'm like, why would I play that when a game like Project Diva X exists? Like,
that
seriously,
is a box quote. That's a box quote. Why
Legit.
would I play No Man's Sky when I can play Project Diva X? That's a box quote.
It's not perfect because there's like as I said, there's visual novel kind of elements, and they won't be for everyone at all. I enjoy them.
You can't skip them. Like it is kind of part of the game.
You can skip them, but they are like they'll always be there. Like when you finish, like say like 2 songs in a cloud, it will come up and the characters will be talking. You can skip them if you want, but I think they add like good depth because I think. Like hearing the characters talk and kind of chat, and it does get a wee bit kind of like not childish, but like it's a bit kind of dreamy and all that. Like save the world and all that. It's really cute, but I thought it was really charming. In the end, like the end song, like the ultimate medley at the end was just like. Honestly, I just had to like sit for a minute and was like, that was the best Hatsune Miku song I've ever played.
It is a good game. Like it is a really good game. Like it's one of those where you start to play it, and I'm not saying I went with any expectations, but I start playing it, and it's like this is all right. And then it starts to reveal itself a bit by showing you how you can better your scores and do better generally by using the outfits and stuff. And I think it's a deeper game than it appears if you were to just watching this video. If you were watching it without sound, I think it's a far deeper rhythm game than it appears.
Oh, it definitely is. The older ones used to get like a diva room and stuff like that, but this one just feels like it has a bit more like substance. The other ones were great, as I've said a million times, but this one does feel it has a bit more weight to it, I think. I don't know if that is just because it's the PS4 version. It feels kind of like kind of jazzed up, but no, it is absolutely brilliant. The game, like the songs on it as well. There's some kind of like honestly corkers on there. Like I have the soundtrack in my car because that's how good it is, and mum and dad and all my family and friends and stuff like that look at me like, why the fuck are you playing this shit? And I'm like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, there's some songs on there that I can absolutely, as someone who's like has written and created music myself, I can certainly appreciate musicality of.
Mm-hmm.
There are some though that feel I don't know a nice way of putting it, but they feel a bit like if someone was walking past my window, it's kind of the same as someone looking and seeing you watching porn almost. Like it's that kind of uncomfortable, like it's almost not, porn's a bad example. I'm thinking more maybe something like, because I don't, obviously that sounds like I've just suggested I watch lots of porn. That's not the case. I mean more like once upon a time a lot of Japanese games would have certain art styles. They call it fan service now, don't they? And if like your dad or your wife or your mate was to walk through the room and see that, they'd look at you with a bit of side eye and be like,
what the fuck?
What are we playing? And some of the songs have elements. There's one quite early on that I like. My kids were in the other room and they were just like, what's going on? Like I just need to educate you in the ways of the Weeaboo, I guess. I don't know.
Some of the songs are very iconic. Some of them do feel a bit undercooked, but it's always been like that in Project Diva games that are always like standouts. Or just like it's just personal standouts, I suppose, because some people love the other songs. There are some ones that you can just want to like skip past. I prefer that kind of upbeat ones, but there are kind of like some edgy ones on there. Like I don't know if you've played it, but there's one called Holy Lance Explosion Boy, and it's it's that little kind of Kagamine Len.
Right.
I keep getting confused between him and Rin, but he sings it and he like thrusts the air and stuff like that, talks about having sex and like how he got a girl pregnant, and he's like 14 and stuff like that, and he says like how he's coming and all that. It's just absolutely just unbelievable. Like I was like, when I finished it, like after reading the lyrics, my face was like bright red. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is real. But it was like it's like some of the songs are absolutely like spectacular, and the medleys as well at the end, they're really there for like the fans. The medleys, like you get the elegant medley, the cool medley, based on all the clouds as well. So they've got songs like Sweet Devil and Tengaku, Unhappy Refrain. Like if you've played any of the other games, you'll know what those are. So it's really like kind of fan service, but it's fan service, but it also kind of puts a nice kind of ending to the clouds, like a good finale. So it does work all together, and it really is just Sega have utterly knocked it out of the park, I think.
On that note, I mean, that's all there is to say. I probably might go back and edit the bit where I talked about porn out, but other than that, go over to GodisaGeek.com and read Greg's written review, of course, and speak to him about Hatsune Miku on Twitter at Greg Hill. Thank you, Greg, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
sure to back the GodisaGeek Patreon.